Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing here? It is 7:25 a.m. Last day of the month. Last day of the month. July is gone, guys. All right. Well, we got Amazon. Okay. Amazon's the big story this morning, and so we were talking about this yesterday. We were saying if either one of these stocks doesn't have a good report, it could like maybe even the keel here a little bit because we had a pretty good move up yesterday. Microsoft made a really nice move yesterday. Came in with some good numbers. Um, Amazon came in with great numbers. All right, so following through here this morning, back up to 263 right now. This is a big move to the upside there. So we'll see if they can hold those gains up. Tesla's a little better here now, but no, not really running away here by anything in any stretch here. All right, so big tech is starting to wake up. So the question um, is this a bounce? Which I think it probably might be here. All right, so we'll see. They're already cooling the jets here a little bit here. SpaceX just cannot get up off the ground here. Um, so I don't know about this SpaceX. It needs to meet $100. Shake hands and see what happens there. Okay, so SpaceX a little bit lower here this morning, and again, Apple is lower here this morning now. All right, so Apple under pressure here. All right, but then you got Meta, who was a loser. Yes, 2 days ago. It was on Wednesday. Um, and now she's trying to fight back a little bit here, but there's your day from yesterday. Okay, so came back after a big gap down. I mean, I've never seen so many gaps on Meta. Um, but that was your day there. So we're sitting at 539 right now. We're 544. So we're picking up Meta here. All right. So we'll see if we start to pick up that communications group. Um, and some of them satellite stocks and telecommunication stocks, those things have been depressed. Like even Disney, another one here, just not performing by any stretch. And it is what it is. It's indicative to what inflation is. Okay, we got Chevron and Exxon reporting today, and not too much here. Um, Chevron is slightly higher, did get up to 198.86. All right, here's your day right there. This your high yesterday was 193.06. You are slightly higher on Exxon. Um, I think they both hit on earnings and they both missed on revenues. All right, so not much to talk about here with Chevron and Exxon, and they reported this morning. And as you see, this is what you got. All right, you got 156.97. You're slightly lower on Exxon. Priced right in there. You can't really beat that. All right. Futures are coming back down a little bit right now. Overnights, it looks like we got. We'll go for here with Qs first. All right. So the Qs on the overnight looks like they got up as high as around 693.22. All right. We closed at 683.55. All right, and here we are at 690, so we're kind of in this grind right in here on the overnight. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, big tech is gonna have to push. All right, and we're gonna see if they can hold the gains or if it's just a bounce. I would think to see a nice spike up, bring them back in, see where they lay, and then we get a pretty good idea of where they might want to go from here. All right, Nvidia is a little better here again this morning. Here closed at 195.04. It's trading almost at 197 now. Nice move to the upside there, but nowhere near going back to them highs. All right, so it's not going to be an easy trek, that's for sure. All right, so let's take a look at. So there's your Qs, and now we'll pull up the SPY. All right, and we've been coming back down here a little bit from the overnights. We were up to 746 and change. That would be up $5 and change. And now we've come back in here. We're back down to the 743 area. All right, so still in a good spot right now. You know, that was an inside day yesterday. It looks like no matter what happens, we're going to be taking the two up there for sure. All right, at least so that's what it's looking like right now. And the same thing with the Qs with the two up there. All right. So looking to take that up at 689, you're going to be $3 higher there. And then you got the lowly diamonds who just really took a pounding. The 2 day, you know, they really smashed them. You know, on on what was it? Yeah, on Wednesday. All right, Wednesday they really punished them, and you got the 2-1 back inside. So now today we're coming in Friday, and we are at 524. So it looks like we're going to take a 2-1-2 back up on the week, and we'll see. Um, you know, the staples have cooled. If like I said before, when tech comes in, they suck up all the air in the room, and there's not much room for things to move around on. The industrials had a decent day yesterday. They were just bouncing back from basically where they were coming from as well, right? So, and now I'm looking at them this morning. There's nothing sexy about them going on at all here this morning, all right? 179 to 64. I mean, we're close to yesterday's highs, but I don't see anything that's moving around. I got Honeywell looks good, and maybe some Triple M. I was looking at the airlines, no pop in there. The truckers are down. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Eaton is a little bit better today too. Eaton, if anything, can be tied into you know, utilities and stuff like that. So Eaton is better here this morning, and I think I saw our baby too, Emerson. Emerson a little bit higher, really, not showing us anything right now, but that's a 2-1 inside. All right, so Emerson looks to take maybe a 2-1-2 back up on that group. So we'll watch those utilities. It's going to be, you know, there's going to be pockets of good, and then there's going to be a lot of garbage. All right. So XLI better. I think that the banks will continue to get better. I don't know how quickly they will get better, but this was a nice move yesterday on the XLF, and it's taken up again this morning here. All right, so we're at 5705. We were higher, all right, but we come back and we're up to 5722. All right, but they pulled back inside day again. All right, so I think XLF, you got a lot of ones today, man, coming in with the banks here. Look at this, Wells Fargo. You got the 2-1 here. Just watch the daily here. You got 2-1 on Wells Fargo there. Citibank, I think you took a 2 up on that one, so that one's probably stronger. Bank America is going to be in that group with the 2-1. JP Morgan, give me the 2-1 inside there. All right, so I don't. Is Goldman Sachs a oneer? Oh yeah, she is. All right, so banks, I think get better. I don't chase them by no means. We don't chase anything around here. All right, that's not what we do. If there's things that move away from us, then we look for things that are coming back to us. All right, so that's how we roll. All right, so check me out on Twitter. I got a pretty good list out there for the Gapper list today, and then I put my morning beat out there as well. I hope you can take a read on that, see what's happening there. All right. So again, we'll talk about the big elephant in the room is Amazon. All right, Amazon just kind of ripped it all apart here and back up to 260. Maybe a little spiky here. I don't think I would be. I don't think I would be fading into this thing, but we're going to be a little cautious on tech here this morning. Okay, so Amazon, very very nice move to the upside, and we'll see what happens from there. Microsoft is trying to move back up again here right now. Avgo is coming back down. So really mixed bag here on these tech names. All right. So again, I think it's a bounce, and we'll see if we can see if anything happens there. So you got Amazon, big winner. You got Apple, big loser. Okay. And we said yesterday, if either one of them takes a miss, it could cause trouble. And I'm seeing Tesla come down a little bit here. Now it's higher, right? Traded at 309. It's trading at 311. All right. SpaceX is crapping out again. All right. We just keep going lower. All right. We're down to 112 handle now. We're up to 118 and change yesterday. All right. So $6 lower here on SpaceX. It needs to shake hands with $100. All right. Meet $100. I think it's got to get there. I think it's got to get there. All right. So we talked about the Chevrons and the Exxons. They both reported. There's no fireworks at all. Everything came in line. They missed on revenue, but their earnings were good. So not much to talk about. Micron is I got SanDisk is up at 1334, closed at 1279. So you got that moving, and you got Micron moving here as a bit as well. Where's Micron? Micron's trading at closed at 874. It's trading at 906. It's up 16, $17 higher. All right. So I'd say I'm cautiously optimistic about the tech world. Very cautiously optimistic. All right, like I said, I think this thing bounces out. We'll see if they can hold. I look at it, my Amazon starting to drop here again now. It was moving around all night, but she's starting to fall back again here now, down to 259. All right, so we'll get back to the real world here and see what's going on. All right, so here's where we are. If tech starts to really roar, okay, our staples and all that stuff, they're gonna go hiding. Okay, they're gonna go hiding. Procter Gamble is a little bit better here this morning too, believe it or not. Procter Gamble's coming back up. We got a 212 taking the day up here. All right, 144.20. It's close. All right, so let's take a look at those real quick. There's your XLP. All right, your XLP on the daily was a day downer. All right, stay downer. All right, trading at $85, lower here this morning. All right, XLF. There's your. We just talked about the banks. All right, coming back down after a nice move, but I think the banks are stronger. But Robinhood's a loser today. All right, and Coinbase is a loser today. So that's two right there that you can scratch that off the list because these guys ain't doing too much better than today. All right, so Coinbase looking to take a 212 back down. All right, and Robinhood's lower as well. All right, so we'll see there. We'll see there. All right, that's about all I got. Futures are coming back down. SPY's coming back down right now to 743. Diamonds are coming back down, and the Qs are falling a little bit. Microsoft seems to want to hold up there. Microsoft was a stud yesterday, so we'll see if that can do that again. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Be good.